Friends, welcome to a new session on professionalizing natural science education. In this session, we will first deal with a competency required by a science teacher, namely soft skills. Later on in this session, we shall discuss about the need for professional growth and the various means and ways to achieve professional growth. Soft skills and professional growth of science teacher. Soft skill. Soft skill is a sociological term relating to a person's emotional intelligence quotient, the cluster of personality traits, social graces, communication, language, personal habits, friendliness and optimism that characterizes relationships with other people. Soft skills complement hard skills, which are the occupational requirements of a job and many other activities. Soft skills are personal attributes that enhance an individual's interactions, job performance and career prospects. Soft skills relate to a person's ability to perform a certain type of task or activity. Soft skills are behavior competencies. In a number of professions, soft skills may be more important over the long term than occupational skills. Teaching profession is one among them. For teachers, the ability to use effective soft skills can make or break a career. Such skills can factor importantly in a classroom. Soft skills are also paramount when working with parents, administrators and other leaders. On an average day, teachers work with a variety of people and soft skills translate into the ability to successfully navigate the needs of those individuals. A teacher must use his or her oral and written communication skills every day to effectively pass on information to students. A teacher uses teamwork and collaboration at any school-wide function, including faculty meetings. Without critical thinking and problem-solving skills, the teacher cannot effectively manage classroom behavior or student progress. Soft skills for a science teacher. Be a good communicator. Communicate effectively on how to be an organized teacher. How to identify and avoid teacher burnout. How to train a child to listen strategically and strategies to become an effective teacher. Research-based and effective teaching strategies. How to motivate students. How to praise a student so that they respond. Types of incentive gain for students. Teaching listening skills and how to give good feedback for others' work. Win people's cooperation. Negotiate. Goal or target setting. Dealing with criticism. Keep discussions from turning into arguments. Team building games for teachers. Group discussion and group dynamics. Problem solving. Public speaking. Have an effective brainstorming session, etc. Professional growth of science teacher. Teaching, research and extension. According to Tagore, a teacher can never truly teach unless he is still learning himself. A lamp can never light another lamp unless it continues to burn its own flame. A sound program of professional education of teachers is essential for the qualitative improvement of education. Investment in teacher education can yield very rich dividends because the financial resources required are small when measured against the resulting improvements in education of millions. The teacher should continue to learn throughout the period of his or her stay in the profession. Professional development. When a science teacher begins his or her career, The knowledge and skills acquired in college serve only as basic necessities or minimal requirements to launch his or her work. The first few years of teaching will lead the new teacher to identify, re-examine and evaluate his or her goals of science teaching, the methods, the nature of the content, and own personal aspirations. The science teacher, like any other professional, does not commence his or her career with a complete understanding of methodology of teaching science to students. It is necessary that he or she continues to learn not only from day-to-day teaching experience but also from the many opportunities that are available. The continual learning of science and of how to teach science creatively is development processes that never end. In order to remain in touch with the latest developments in the field of science and science education in the world around, the teacher can take the following measures: attend seminars, workshops and conferences, pursue higher qualifications, exchange teaching positions either in the same school or through exchange programs, visit other schools to study different methods of teaching, the facilities, etc., write articles for professional journals, active participation along with other science teachers in various science clubs and professional associations, participate in refresher courses to get acquainted with the latest developments in the field. In-service education. It refers to the education that a teacher receives when he or she has entered the teaching profession after his or her education in a college of education. It includes all the refresher courses that he or she receives in different institutions. Need for in-service training. In-service training provides teachers with opportunities to learn specific skills, techniques and new instructional approaches that they can use in their own teaching. There is a need to provide in-service training to science teachers for the following reasons: suggest remedies for inadequacies of existing teacher training programs, provides opportunities for updating the knowledge and developments in science and technology and its application, helps to acquire improved understanding of generally applicable pedagogical techniques and those reinforcing equitable teaching practices, gives an opportunity to practice new teaching techniques and to share experiences with other teachers, helps in updating knowledge of teaching techniques that particularly apply to science teaching, gives teachers an exposure to effective new techniques and developments in educational technology such as computers and video. Summer Institute for Science Teachers. Summer institutes in India can be classified into the following categories: Unitary Institutes, Sequential Institutes, Special Institutes and Project Technology Institutes. Unitary Institutes. In these institutes, courses are held once a year in science to update teachers on the developments in different fields of science as well as in new techniques in teaching. Sequential Institutes. A follow-up of the Unitary Institutes, the purpose of the Sequential Institute is to prepare a team of resource persons for state-level summer institutes. Hence, the best 5 teachers in the Unitary Institutes are trained in imparting instruction both in content and in methods by an intensive program. Special Institutes. These institutes stress on improvement of textual material for the use of training colleges in science and on the development of improved techniques of teaching and educational technology. Project Technology Institutes. These institutes provide intensive training in laboratory work and workshop skills. Teachers are encouraged to develop improvised aids using indigenous resource materials and audio-visual materials. Limitations in current in-service programs. Participants have to be persuaded to take part in summer institutes as motivation to attend such programs is low. There is no follow-up program to keep alive the knowledge and skills assimilated in the in-service programs. Inadequate planning by the coordinators lead to waste of time for all concerned. Shortage of books leads to teachers having nothing to take back to their schools where they could use what they have learned. The examination-ridden system leaves teachers with scarcely any time to practice what they learn at summer institutes. There is dichotomy between what is taught at the summer institutes and other programs conducted by the NCERT. Activities related with the professional growth of the science teacher. Activities covered in the in-service training programs and also self-efforts on the part of science teacher resulting in his or her professional growth can be summarized as follows. School programs. Participation in various programs of schools like the following may result in the professional growth of the science teacher. Observing demonstration lessons, classroom teaching and laboratory work conducted by the senior colleagues or guest teachers. Participating in the organization of science fairs, exhibitions, scientific excursions, science museum, science club, scientific hobbies, nature corner and other programs related with the co-curricular activities in science education. Listening or delivering extension lectures on the subjects of scientific interest. Preparing as well as helping the students to prepare improvised apparatus and other teaching learning aids. Participating in the experimental projects related with science. Participating in the lively discussions, seminars and workshops held in the institution for the improvement of science education. Seminars and workshops. Seminars and workshops may prove a potent source for the professional growth of the science teacher. Outside one's own institution, these are being organized by the extension departments of training colleges, universities, SCERT, State Institutes of Science Education and NCERT. In seminars, discussion on the various aspects of a particular topic and problem by a group of participants, resource personnel and experts are of theoretical nature. In workshops, some solid dimension is being attached to these discussions and exchange of ideas by assigning definite work among groups of the participants. Thus, workshop differs from seminars in adopting more practical approach for discovering the solution of the various problems or suggesting appropriate steps for the improvement of science education. Refresher courses and summer institutes. A science teacher may join refresher courses and summer institutes held by state and central government authorities. These courses and institutes help in refreshing and up-to-date orienting of the participants in terms of the knowledge of the subject and methodology of teaching the subject. Training programs. Various in-service training programs are arranged by the State Institutes of Science Education, SCERT, NCERT and other government and voluntary organizations to impart training for the acquisition of various skills related with science education. The various scientific skills are training in the use of science kits, organization of science museum, preparation of teaching aids and improvised apparatus, providing special education to the gifted, educationally backward or other special children, using projectors and computers in classroom instruction, etc. Higher studies. Higher studies done in one's own subject or field may add to his or her professional growth. A teacher having an MSc degree may engage in research work and strive for a research degree, MPhil or PhD in his or her area of choice. Professional writings. The teacher may improve his or her communication ability by writing about his or her classroom experiments, professional experiments, results of action researches, etc. in the school publication of his school, science club and other periodicals. He or she may also enrich himself or herself by studying the articles and writings of other teachers and experts related with his or her professional activities. Experimentation and action research. Science teacher may engage in the experimentation and research work for his or her professional growth. They can work in the laboratory for improving the quality of the experiments performed by the students and demonstration by them. They may try for innovations in the methods and techniques of teaching and improving the factors related with the teaching learning of sciences. For this purpose, they may remain in touch with the experts available in the training colleges, university departments, state institutes of education, SCERT and NCERT. Science teachers' study groups. Study groups play a significant role in the exchange of ideas, sharing of experiences and trying out innovations and experiments. Science teachers working in the same school, place, district or region may form such study groups where they can discuss and exchange the ideas and experiences of their common interests related with the various aspects of science education. Science journals and instructional material. A science teacher must get acquainted with the journal and periodicals as well as the books and instructional material related with science education. Advantages of the professional growth for the science teacher. He or she can reorient themselves with the up-to-date knowledge and latest developments in the subject or branch. They can be acquainted and acquire the latest strategies, techniques and methodology of teaching the subject, especially related with the following aspects: setting the objectives, selecting suitable learning experiences, picking up suitable methods and strategies, using appropriate teaching learning aids, and employing suitable evaluation devices. They can develop proper scientific attitude, temper and interest and learn scientific methods for solving the problems and discovering scientific facts. They can acquire more competencies and laboratory skills and practical work necessary in the changing circumstances. Besides this, they may acquire skills in the development of improvised apparatus and science kits, etc. They can acquire necessary knowledge, abilities and skills necessary for the organization of co-curricular activities and non-formal science education like organization of science fairs and exhibitions, science museum, science club, science excursions, scientific hobbies, nature study corner, etc. They can acquire necessary competencies in motivating the students for learning science, applying science in their day-to-day life, inculcating their love for extra reading as well as library reading of scientific interests. They are able to acquire necessary skills for providing better guidance to the students in the form of educational, personal and vocational guidance. They are in a position to contribute and participate in the construction and revision work of the science curriculum, preparation and revision of science textbook, instructional material and teaching aids, scheme of evaluation and many other things related with the planning and implementation of science education. Research journals in science and science education. Cultural studies in science education. Examine science education as a cultural, cross-age, cross-class and cross-disciplinary phenomena. Electronic Journal of Science Education. International Journal of Environment and Science Education. All aspects of environment, science and technology education. International Journal of Science Education. It covers a research relevant to educational realities in systems, schools, colleges and universities. Journals of Computers in Mathematics and Science Teaching. It covers the use of information technology in the teaching of mathematics and science. Journal of Science Education and Technology. It publishes a broad range of papers covering theory and practice in order to facilitate future efforts of individuals and groups involved in the field. Research in Science and Technology Education. The psychological, sociological and organizational aspects of science and technology education as well as evaluation studies are covered here. Science education. Issues and trends occurring internationally in science curriculum, instruction, learning, policy and preparation of science teachers with the aim to advance our knowledge of science education, theory and practice are mentioned. Science and education. It covers a research using historical, philosophical, sociological approaches in order to improve teaching, learning and curricula in science. Journal of Research in Science Teaching. It is the official publication of National Association for Research in Science Teaching. Journal of Science Teacher Education. It is the official journal of the Association of Science Teacher Education. School Science Review. It is of the Association for Science Education. Science Education. National Science Educator Leadership Association. Science Scope by National Science Teachers Association. Life Science Education by American Society for Cell Biology. Journal of Chemical Education by American Chemical Society. Role of SCERT and NCERT in the professional growth of a teacher. NCERT, established on September 1st, 1960, is an autonomous organization which plays a major role at the national level in the formulation and implementation of national policies and programs in school education and teacher education. State governments have established in their respective states State Council of Educational Research and Training SCERT for bringing qualitative improvement in school education in the states. Council for Educational Research and Training conducts the following programs for teachers for their professional enrichment. Seminars. It can be arranged on various educational problems concerning any aspect of education. Seminars can be held on reorientation of educational objectives, curriculum improvement, new techniques of teaching, administration, supervision and financing, etc. Workshops. In a workshop, the approach is more practical. All the participants participate actively and make a significant contribution. A workshop is organized to consider intensively practical problems of classroom teaching. Workshops can be organized on lesson planning, curriculum construction, test construction, etc. Refresher course. The purpose is to enable the teachers to keep abreast of the latest developments in their subjects as in theory and practice of education. Conferences. It can be organized on subjects of practical interest such as revision of school curriculum, selection of textbooks, report of successful educational experiments, etc. Study groups. Teachers of different subjects can form study groups which may meet once a week or fortnightly. School programs. This includes club meeting, faculty meeting, study circles, exhibitions in the school, experimental projects, film shows, demonstration lessons, etc. Study of professional writing. Teachers can study various publications of NCERT, Extension Service Departments of colleges to acquaint with the latest research findings. Miscellaneous programs. This includes educational tours, visits to places of educational importance, and teacher exchange programs can be organized for the professional growth of teachers. Professional organizations of teachers. Teaching is based on a body of knowledge. The practitioners of teaching pass through a rigorous path of discipline orientation before they are brought into the scope of teacher's profession. They are bound by a code of conduct. Persons pursuing a profession after assessing the occupational situation formed professional organizations which promote professionalization of occupation by contributing towards professional identity, solidarity, autonomy and status. Professional organizations and teacher associations can play a leading role for the professional growth of science teachers. These organizations and associations hold their meeting, discuss various issues concerning education and related subjects, encourage experimentation and innovations, and thus cater to the general and specific needs of the professional growth of the members. The proceedings, reports and innovative ideas of these associations and organizations are published in their brochure, bulletins and journals, the study of which may help teachers in a number of ways. There exist also a number of many organizations and associations that are directly related with the promotion of science education and professional growth of science teacher. A few of all such organizations and associations are All India Science Teachers Association, Delhi, Indian Science Congress Association, Kolkata, Indian Association of Physics Teachers, Chandigarh, Current Science Association, Bangalore, Association for the Promotion of Scientific and Science Education, Chennai, Delhi State Science Teacher Association, Delhi, Punjab Science Teachers Association, Abohar, Punjab, National Association for Teacher Education, Delhi, All India Secondary Teachers Association, Delhi, American Association for the Advancement of Science, Washington, National Science Teachers Association, Washington, National Association for Research in Science Teaching, New York, Association for Science Education, UK. The members of the organizations like these have a common work ethos, common or similar service rules, common academic objectives and common issues and views regarding their profession. There are also a number of teachers' organizations which are formed on the basis of commonality among the members with regard to their disciplines. Let us summarize what we have discussed. In this session, we had a discussion on soft skills required for a science teacher and the need and importance of professional growth for a science teacher. We also saw the various professional organizations and research journals in science catering to these needs. We also discussed the role of NCERT and SCERT in the professional enrichment of science teachers. Here are some assignments for you to work on. Suggest ways, methods to enhance the professional growth of teachers. Professionalism can be developed through soft skill training. Discuss. Science teaching as a profession is a hard thing to do. Justify. What are the soft skills required for a science teacher? Describe the role of NCERT in the professional growth of a teacher. Here are some books for further reference. Teachers' Professional Responsibilities by F. Spackman, published by David Fulton Publishers, London, 1991. Remembering, a study in experimental and social psychology by Bartlett F.C., published by Cambridge University Press, London, 1932. Innovations in Science Teaching by Kalra R.M., published by Oxford and IBH Publishing Company, New Delhi, 1976. Soft Skills and Technical Expertise of Effective Project Managers by Gilland S. from the journal Issues in Informing Science and Information Technology, Volume 6, 2009. The Importance of Soft Skills, Education Beyond Academic Knowledge by Schultz B. from the Journal of Language and Communication, Volume 2, 2008. Thank you for watching this program. See you next time with a new topic. Bye.